could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test, expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep, move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off, I'ma break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job.
Let the sheep stay asleep. I'm not here to wake you up. I came to unplug you.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We're about to get into it. But before we get into that, let me get into the chat. Hey, can y'all hear me? Okay, we're going through the Yeti. For some reason, I can't hear myself. Hold on, let me fix the camera. Well, yeah, who we got in the chat? I see my brother, Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown. How you doing, brother? Appreciate you, my 33. Appreciate you. That's my 9. What up, though? Okay, I'm good. Yeah, for some reason, I'm not getting the feed on the mic. Mic check. Yeah, I'm not mic. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, my daughter was playing with everything, so she messed it up. But yeah, this part 2. Oh, why is this all blue? What's going on? Okay, so this is part 2. Earlier, we had a discussion. We was talking about how men get women. I'm not even, and there's a lot of corrections I got to make listening back to it. You know, so we're gonna do a recap. We're gonna get into the information. If you want to hit the link is pinned on the community wall. Lisa J, what up, sis? The money lady in the building. Appreciate you. The link is on the community wall, so feel free to hit the link. But yeah, we're gonna get into it. Hold on, give me 1 second. Oh, can't do nothing with it. That ain't gonna do nothing with it. Okay, forget it. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I gotta kind of correct. Because I kept using the term men. I kept saying, hey, ladies, this is how men get you. This is how men. So let me correct myself. That's not how men get you. That's how males get you. And we had that discussion. You know, the conversation we having tonight, ladies, these are not men. These are classified as males. They're not mature mentally, spiritually, or emotionally. That's why they do the things they do. So these are not men. These are males. So that's the first correction I want to make. The next correction is I left some stuff out. You know, it's not that I left some stuff out. It was, you know, limited time, and you know, the suggestion was already made that we have this discussion tonight. Y'all, I asked for something simple and y'all looked out for me. You know, I asked for 5 shares and y'all did that. So shout out to the 5 people who shared. I know my brother cheated, but that's why he's my brother, right? That's why that's my 33. Yeah, he go use every account to share it out. So, you know, that's what we do. You know, we only got us. You know, justice is just us, right? It's just us. So appreciate y'all for that. So y'all did what I asked, so I'm gonna do what y'all asked. So this is part 2. So the link is pinned. Men or women who want to come up and have this discussion, please don't try to debate me because I'm feeling a little petty tonight. Right? Not gonna be rude, not gonna be mean, but I know what I'm talking about. And when I tell you that women, these men getting y'all because y'all have low emotional intelligence. And what I mean by that is that's how all the tactics they use work. They play on your emotions, right? Everything is about feeling. And I'm gonna show you something. Even if it's what they say that penetrates your mind, is the way it make you feel that make you open up. When men get your mind, dee 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 dee. What up, though, sis? When men get your mind, it's not the thought, it's the way the thought makes you feel. Is what opens you up. Even when you're having physical contact, physical intercourse, right? It's the way it makes you feel that opens you up. So everything goes back to emotions. That's why you're willing to tolerate and deal with a lot of the BS you deal with is because the way they make you feel. If they didn't make you have that good sense of feeling, you wouldn't deal with it. So, Lady Shay, what up, though? Lady Shay is in the building, people. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. So, lady, when I'm telling you all the tactics they use, you can name me any tactic a man used, and I will associate it back to emotion. That's why it's working on you. It's because of the way you make you feel. And naturally, like I said, just y'all even being nurturers, you know, that feeling that you have that you can make this man better or you can bring out the best in this man, that's a feeling. It's not a thought, because if you was logically looking, you'd be like, nah, he ain't shit. I can't do nothing with it. If you was logically looking, I'd be listening to some of the women and I'm looking like, what even gave you the idea that he had something good in him? Like all he do is smoke weed and sit on the couch and play the game. Even when, like, I had this one friend, right? And she's still my friend, but she had this dude. And at the time I had a couple jobs lined up as far as working on houses. You know, my step pops dude put a knife in my chest. He had clients, and then off of the work he did, we had clients. Man, Texo, what up, though? Appreciate you, brother. You just hit my goal. I think that was my goal. Say I ain't stingy. I just asked for one super chat, and then Texo came through. Appreciate you, bro.
Get that money. I don't come the money.
Shout out to Mentex. So, hey, y'all go check out my bro. I be in the bushes a lot, but he just be over there chill stream skating. If you want good conversation, relaxation, no drama, go check out my own boy. Mentex, so drop your link, bro. You can drop the link. Yeah, go check out my brother, man. Mentex so cool, Pete, man. And that's one of them places where you can just lay back and chill, judgment-free zone, good conversations about almost any and everything. Man, we be over there talking about one night. We was, you know, I'm gonna just speak on myself. Had a little buzz going on. We start talking about different fruits, man. You can learn things just through normal conversation. Shout out to my boy Mentex. So. Who else we got in the building? All right, so check this out, man, lady. So this nurturing thing that y'all got to be careful with it. You know, you got to be careful because, like I said, you can't get wrapped up in potential, right? You have to make sure there's a desire there, because you can have all the potential in the world, but if you don't desire to bring it out, it's just not gonna happen, right? So, excuse me. So it's just not gonna happen. So you have to make sure desire is attached to that potential. You know, if you don't see that fire burning, the person want to become better, do better, get better, have more, then it don't matter what you see them. You know, y'all get hung up on that. You know, and that's just the nurturing aspect. Again, that's a feeling. You know, believing is a feeling. You know, y'all get stuck in that believing, empty promises, time and time again. Like dude been telling you for the last 3 or 4 years he was gonna do this, do that, never did it, never even attempted to do it. But because it make you feel good to think about he gonna do it, then you deal with it. You know, a lot of this is Tay eats y'all. Tay eats y'all. What up, Nine? Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. That's my Nine. So even that, you know, like I said, a lot of this is accountability, right? Because these people are who they are. Like I said, I made a mistake earlier. I kept using the term men. They males. They're not mature mentally, spiritually, emotionally, sometimes even sexually. They're not mature. The only maturity they got is physically. They're just getting older. That's why you see 50-year-old men sagging their pants, wearing their hat to the back. Talk about, hey, baby, like, come on now. You see older men doing that, but they're not men. We just because they mature physically, we assume that they're men. Let's stop making asses of ourselves and stop assuming and just start calling a spade a spade. If a person is not mature mentally, spiritually, emotionally, they're not there yet. That's just what it is. They still got work to do. People bloom at different rates, right? Some people early bloomers, some people late bloomers. You know, but if that desire is there, I don't impede. I don't bother them. Let them progress in the manner that they do. But if it ain't there, it is what it is. That's just who you are. It's like, look, all fruit is sweet. You go get a thing of strawberries, right? A couple of them strawberries in that patch is sour. That's how people are. But unfortunately, we got a lot of sour fruit. There's a lot of sour fruit. So you got to be careful. Just like you go to the grocery store and pick over the fruit to find the perfect one. That's how you got to be with these men, ladies. Make sure it's a man. Like I was saying earlier, the consistency and the effortlessness, right? That's how you determine if this person, if it's their nature, right? It's stuff that I do that it look hard and I push myself through, but it's effortlessly. I don't even think about it. I just do it because it's natural to me. If my wife, I don't like my wife carry our laundry is in the basement, right? We got to shoot. You can throw stuff down the chute. You can go start a load if you want, but do not carry no bins up these stairs. I had a premonition that she was carrying when she was pregnant. She was trying to bring clothes up and fell down the stairs. Ever since then, she never touched. She don't bring the clothes up. Why? Because I'm her protector. I'm her well-being. If it's something that I can do to take the load off of her, I'm gonna do that. That's something that's not necessary for her to do because I can do it. You see what I'm saying? Like when my wife was telling that to my sister, she looked at my brother-in-law and he was like, that do make sense. That is a good idea. My wife shouldn't be bringing laundry loads up. That's not how he thinks. See, I think of when I look at my wife, right? This is my companion. This is my partner. This is the person I love, right? My vision is like, how can I make her life easier? You know why? Because she does that for me. So if we doing that for each other, we taking the load off of one another. She was sick today, so she didn't call it. She called in, so she had whatever I had, right? So she called in. She couldn't even get out the bed. I've been sick the last 3 days, curled up in a ball. You know, she took care of everything, so it was my turn. I'm still getting over it, but I'm better than her. So she sat in the bed all day. My wife, if y'all know her, She is the most fidgety person. She always want to go, do. She always got to be doing something. She her mama's child. Like her mama got out of the hospital from having lung surgery, was in the kitchen cooking with a walker and oxygen. I'm like, chill out, just relax. Oh, I just got to cook for y'all. And I'm looking, but that's how my wife is. Like she always got to do. I had to force her to stay in the room. Right? You have to find someone who's compatible with you. Understand and define what you desire, and don't settle for nothing less than that. What's the real deep reason after a baby mama, I would say, falls out with the baby daddy? Why does he hate her guts? And to be honest with you, Andrea, I would have to look at that case on an individual basis. To be honest, because it can be different reasons. I'm all about accountability, so it can be something she did or something he did. Just being honest. But a lot of the cases that I see, these women, like when they say women mature quicker than men, women are ready, in my opinion, to commit a lot quicker than men are at a lot younger age. So when boys, I'm gonna speak like this because I was a boy at one time. I don't think I was a man until I hit like 27, 28, to be honest with you, right? So when I was a boy, this is how I thought. Yeah, get in, long as I make her happy, she make me happy, we good. Um, when that stopped, then I'm out. It wasn't really like no, and I went through some stuff. I was SA'd by a family friend when I was young. So it was always older women like messing with me. I was messing with a 32-year-old when I was 15. Right, she teaching me Karma Sutra and stuff like that. So I didn't develop emotional connection with women when I was young. When I was 20, I did, but she unfortunately passed away. When I was 20, I developed that. But after that, I never felt nothing like that again until my wife. My second wife. This is my second wife. First wife, it wasn't. It was more of me trying to protect and provide than actually being in love. I did love her, but I wasn't like in love with her. Yeah. So that. So for me, I just think a lot of young men or a lot of young boys, young males, until they emotionally mature, they don't develop those bonds like women do. So sometimes people, like for me, when my wife, I waited. I had my first kid at 36. So when my wife had my child, I've been working in the medical field, so I seen women go through C-section. I seen women go in for a C-section and the baby come out and the mom passed away. So I know what women go through child labor. And my wife had 2 C-sections. I watched what she went through, the complications after. We had to deal with all that. So that sacrifice she made to bring life in for me, I greatly appreciate it. I personally, if a male is mature, if a man is a man, I don't see how you can resent someone who went through 9 months of labor and then risking their life to actually bring the child into the earth. I don't see how you can resent someone like that. And if you do, you remember you put the seed in her in the first place. So, like I said, I'm all about accountability on both sides. If you a male and you knew this female was like that, you shouldn't have did what you did. And if you a female, if you knew this dude was like that, you shouldn't have did what you did. But that's what we talking about this now, how they get you, right? And this is why it's important, ladies. Listen to what I'm saying. This is going to benefit you. It's important to develop emotional intelligence, the full spectrum, emotional awareness, emotional regulation, and emotional expression. Why? Because that's why all the tactics these men use on it, that's why it works. That's why it works. See, this is the thing, too. You got to think, they say men are logical, right? Women are emotional, and that's true. You know why? Because women desire to be desired. Women want men to want them, right? Men want to feel needed, like they have value. That's what I'm a man. I'm a protector. I'm a provider. I'm a value, right? Women want to hear how pretty they are. Women want reassurance. So if a man knows that, that's all you got to do. Especially if ain't nobody else doing it. That's all you got to come and do. That's why love bombing work, because it feels good to you. Ain't nothing wrong with you feeling good, right? You're supposed to. This is a suggestion. Don't look for no validation, just confirmation. Just look for confirmation. When someone comes by and confirm what you already know, you don't get too high and you don't get too low. You know, it feels good to get a compliment. Even as a man, I like, people compliment me. I'll be like, I appreciate it. They even had to tell me, like, look, when somebody compliments you, shut up and just take it. Shout out to Tage. Told me I had to shut up, just take the compliment, because I was so accustomed to giving one back. Well, the baby daddy took a DUI for me, and we got along and made things work, but after I found out, and later he switched up and caused so much drama, and he won't stop. It almost, just from what you telling me, it almost sounds like he resent you getting pregnant. But if that's the case, like I said, he should have took the car. He don't want to carry the seed. I mean, if y'all ain't talk about it, but I'm saying he shouldn't be that angry. I mean, if he wasn't, taking the proper precaution. I had my first kid at 36. I could have made a lot of mistakes, but I was responsible, so I wouldn't have to be accountable. But that sounds like resentment. Even, I mean, if he take a DUI for you, he took a charge for you, and then all of a sudden, you become pregnant and everything switch up. That sounds like resentment. Just my opinion. I'm not saying that's what it is, but I mean, from the surface, it definitely sounds like resentment, and that's not your fault. He should have did what he was supposed to do. Love the idea of being with you, but don't want the responsibilities of a child. I wouldn't say men. I say males again. Look, we ain't playing that tonight. Them are males, because if a man gonna take care of his kids, regardless if he like the baby mama or not. A man is gonna take care of his kids. Now, an immature male, people who don't have responsibility, people who don't have concern, them aren't men. They not. They just not men. It sounds good and it feel good to say men, but they not men. They not mentally, definitely not emotionally mature. And you brought life into this world, you're responsible for it. So you ain't spiritually mature. Them are not men. Them are unripe bananas. Call it what it is. That's unripe fruit. That's why they ain't doing what they supposed to do. Think about what I'm saying. When we classify, when you look up the definition of a man, when you think of a man, when you think of the men in your family, the real men, the ones you actually have who set a standard, do these people add up to that? No, they're fucking dysfunctional. They're malfunctions. They wasn't created properly. Something went wrong where they don't function properly. So no, we're not calling them men no more. Them are males. That's the best we can do. That's respectfully too. Because some of them I'm gonna call little boys. I'm gonna call them big boys. I'm not even big boys. I'm gonna call them. We gonna find another name. Because some of these dudes, they act childish, yelling and screaming, not emotionally mature. I can sit up here and have a conversation. You might hear my voice or my tone deepen. I ain't about to be sitting up here yelling and screaming. You know why? Because I got people in real life watching me. I got to set an example. It's bigger than me. That's what men do. They understand that responsibility. What I do is bigger than me. I got to put on for the family. I got to represent the family. That's what men do. So sometimes I got to bite the bullet. I got to do what's not best for me. So I can't spaz out and I can't do none of that. When I was a male, I did that. I did all that. I used to blow up for no reason. If I ain't like what somebody say, oh, yeah, I used to do all that. When I matured and I understood, don't do that no more. I ain't about to be online threatening people, cussing women out. No, my people watch this. I ain't one of the people who hide because that ain't what men do. 755, what up, though? But no, you right, though. The males, because they still kids. That's like a kid raising a kid. These males, it amazes me how you can assist in bringing life on this planet, but don't take care of it. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Especially if it happened to you. My mother and father didn't raise me up until the age of 9, and then my mom came and got me, right? And my mom did her thing. She raised me. My father came back in my life when I was grown. I was 21, 22. Me and him, that's my ace. I don't resent neither one of them. I understand that was their journey, their path. They went through it. I learned from it, though. I didn't have kids until I can make sure I can provide them a stable life, unlike I had. So I didn't, when we talk about generational curses, them ain't nothing but learned behavior. You accept things because you think it's okay. Now that I'm mature, I understand. Well, I always did, having protected sex. I always understood that, but selecting the right partner, I didn't understand that. And then as I'm fine women with some bad bodies, but I'm like, lady, you trouble. I'm straight. I already know. It ain't worth it. 15, 20 minutes of fun for what? 3-4 months of a headache? I'm straight. I'm good. You take your banging body elsewhere. That's the mature me. The young me, oh man, I just hit it and deal with whatever come with it. That's how I was when I was younger. I hit it and deal with whatever comes with it. No. Learn my lesson. 755, what up, though? My brother Bronze in the building. What up, though? 755, y'all was acting up in Blue Lotus. Shout out to Blue Lotus and T. They had a dope live earlier. I didn't do a walk and talk because I was listening to the ladies. We had a time over there. Y'all go check that live out. 755 talking about painting men on bearskin rugs. I had to put that out there. You're lucky you ain't say that because I would have clipped it. Andrea, anytime. I am a certified life coach. I do deal with relationships and spirituality, and just general goal setting and goal achieving. So we have fun over here. It's about education, motivation, inspiration, and we're gonna have fun while we're doing it. So we cut up sometimes. So I'm gonna speak some real stuff, and then I'm gonna have fun. It's a lot what you're saying. And you know what? I didn't even say what I wanted to say yet. This is one of the main points that I wanted to make too, about how they get women. Or I guess I did say it. But the main thing is your emotion, right? That's the main thing. But we talking about why does that work? Because you're naturally in tune with emotion, right? Y'all naturally. Your natural frequency of emotion is naturally higher than men. It's just natural. This is where you innately, you innately express yourself through emotion. A lot of times men have to learn how to properly express their emotions, but little girls, y'all from a little girl, y'all told it's okay to cry. When you cry, you get comfort. As men, we don't get that. I didn't get it. I cry. I got popped aside the head. What you crying for? Sometimes you get hit till you stop crying. Like, ain't that backwards? Like, if you stop hitting me, maybe I'll stop crying. But if you keep hitting me, how am I gonna stop crying? It hurt. Like, that's what I'm thinking as a kid. Like, it don't even make sense, right? But hey, that's what it be sometimes. Mr. 33 himself, Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown, how you doing?
What up? What up, though? What up, though? I was letting you cook. You was cooking, so.
Commander, what up, Nine? Appreciate you, sis. The Minister, the General Defense is in the building.
Commander, what's going on? Nah, it's like, a lot of the time, the women, I believe the women get caught in the situation, right? Shout out to Lady Shay. We had a conversation about this maybe 2 nights ago. It's about, values. What do the women value? What do women value, right? Sometimes they don't have the value. I always say, if you have high morals, you're gonna have a high value of yourself. If you have low morals, you're gonna have low value of yourself. And depending on their situations, it seems like the value, it fluctuates, right? If you're coming from the hood, your value may be lowered because of circumstances in the hood. Coming from, you know, a 2-family home, people expect the value to be high, but it's not always the case, right? You could be in a 2-family household, and the female child could be neglected because both parents are at home. I mean, at work rather, and they trying to keep a roof over their head, so on and so forth. So it doesn't matter like where you come from. It matters how you are brought up, and your values your morals will show your values, and I think that's a key point to how some of these young ladies are getting caught up in the game.
I can agree with that because, like, when I think of values too, let me ask you this first. Do you think your desire can trump your values?
That's wow. You sound just like Lady Shay asked me that.
But see,
That's a
I'm gonna tell you a story after this, and then I'm gonna show you. And this is a
sure.
personal experience that I have. Can your desires trump your value, like
I
your
think it could.
morals?
I think it could guide you to a certain value. Whether high or low, it's up to the individual, right? For example, you want to be the smartest person in your class, right? So that drive is going to make you pick up books. It's going to make you study more. It's going to make you do certain things, or it's going to revert in the opposite. You try to read so much that you can't comprehend all the information, so you'll be like, forget it, I don't want to do this no more. And the value and the drive gets derailed because your desire couldn't be met. So for me, that's an individual thing. But me personally, it can supersede your value. But for me, it'll improve your values, and not really supersede it or drive it. It'll improve it.
And I say this because I watched this happen, and it was this young lady from a very prominent family, very prominent, right? And she was a high achiever, like far as uh, she's a doctor now, but her journey to there was kind of sketchy because she she had all the morals and values, but she desired something, and it was love from a man. She didn't feel it from her brothers, her dad. So it would be people of her status that they approach her in a certain particular way, you know, because she came from a prominent, respectful family, so they just wouldn't approach her. but it was people like she used to go to this bar we went to, and that's how I met her and was friends with her. I didn't know who the hell she was, so I was just talking shit. And then my boy ended up linking up with her, and then we all start hanging out. But like, and he told me, he said, "Bro, this is the sad thing. Like, she'll give me whatever I want, and all I got to do is hold her, cuddle her, and tell her I love her." That's all he had to do. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't. He right now he ain't even doing shit. He still live with his mama. To be honest with you, he ain't doing shit with his life. Never tried to. Never did. Even when we went out, he only went out because we was paying. He was like a moocher, and he rode her up until she went to college. And then every time she come back, she'd mess around with him. But then she went off and got married. But yeah. So that always kind of puzzled me because I was like, damn, man, you got everything. You smart as hell, like one of the most intelligent people I ever spoke to. And I'm talking about she was in college at 17. Like she was a whipper. She was smart as hell. And I'm like, how can you make these dumb decisions? It's because she desired. It was her desire. She needed that. And she'd take it from someone lesser or who would be considered less. So like her morals and values, in my opinion, should have prevented her from even dealing with somebody like that. To be honest with you.
So my question then is, how much of morals and values equate to self-esteem, in your opinion?
Oh, I mean, self-esteem. It's like that's what reinforces the morals and values, right? With low self-esteem is easy to break. That's what fortified confidence, self-esteem. Without that, morals and values are just thoughts.
I just feel it's the opposite. I think the morals and values, well, we might be saying the same thing. I just think that the morals and like if your morals and your values are low, your self-esteem is going to be low as well. So we may be saying the right thing. I may not
Yeah,
be hearing you correctly,
yeah. I'm
but
telling you,
I,
if you have
I
low
think it's still that
self-esteem,
way.
oh my bad. I was saying if you get low self-esteem, there's no hope for morals and values. So we saying the same thing. Like if you, that's what
Okay.
I'm saying. That's what kind of fortifies. That's what makes you disciplined to your morals and values is your self-esteem and your confidence. People associate the two. Blue Lotus, what up, though? I was just speaking you up, sis.
Speak them up. Hey, Blue Lotus. Yeah, but like that situation with the young lady Andrea, right? She
Mm-hmm.
he did a part, right? From what was said in the chat, he played a part, right? He made himself look like a man, right? Took the charge for her, whatever the case may be, right? In return, she was drawn to him off of that action, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, when she responded to the action, wanted to become one and make a family with him, the actions changed. That just sounded like he just like the responsibility came and got out the way. To be honest, they call us some same way, right? So, but her response is a natural response because at the end of the day, if somebody presents themselves as a person of responsibility, you did something in my honor, or in this case, my responsibility. I'm going to respond in just cause. That's what the young lady did. But all of a sudden, because she had a baby or a child for him, now all of a sudden the responsibility was gone. You know what I mean? So in all reality, I believe she did the right thing because that's what most women are gonna do. Okay, you stuck your neck out for me, I'm a bond with you. So when I bond with you, I feel like I could be with you forever. So I guess her expectations could have been met. I'm guessing, of course, but you know, the expectations of a man was presented to her, and she responded in accordance. And then it backfired on her because he don't know how to take that responsibility that he should have, and not the one that he took before. That's just my opinion.
And and to be honest, I would I don't want to pry on her business, but from the way she structured it, it don't sound like they talked about having a child. It kind of sounds like, hey, it happened, you know. And so that's why I said like it sounds more like resentment. I would be curious, like what he said after she told him that she was pregnant. Like it sounded like after she told him, from like I said, from the way she was saying, it almost sounded like after she told him, that's when he freaked out and started acting different. So he probably wasn't there with her through the whole pregnancy. That's why I said it sounded like resentment. So it almost sounded like, they were together, enjoying life. She got pregnant and he was like, he probably asked her to get rid of it and she like, hell no, you know. But I can be wrong and I don't want to, put her business out there or. But from what I said, it just sounded like resentment. And it just sound, I
Yeah,
mean, and for me, like, it was times where, even if I had a thought the female was pregnant, it wasn't about me no more. It was about handling responsibility. So, like I said, once it's here, it's here. So, even if it happened when I was younger, but I made sure I was responsible and took precautions and, did everything I could possibly do to make sure, the woman didn't get pregnant. Using condoms. It was a start. Okay. Even though we got condoms, I still want you to be on birth control. If not, then okay, fine. Did I have many one night stands? No, not many, but I did.
yeah.
I don't know
Mm.
what y'all count as many, but not many to me. Let me shut up. Mhm.
Nah, I
Not
just
answering
think
no questions off of that.
yeah. Go ahead, with Lady Share. She gonna ask. I know she coming.
Nah, I already
Nah,
told y'all I'm quick to plead the fifth. Where the
uh,
ladies at though? Where the ladies at though? Where y'all at? I'm surprised they ain't
I
bring
don't
her
know.
butt up here.
I don't know. I think they waiting. I
I
was
done
giving
came
you
on
some
an
time.
hour early, so Tay wouldn't be asleep, and she ain't bring her butt. I'm gonna talk crap until she come up here. She probably already fell asleep. It's 12 o'clock now, ain't it? It's like she on
Yeah,
that the automatic no
12:25.
dose. Yeah, as
Yeah,
soon as twelve
I would
o'clock
be
hit, she out.
interested. It's one thing, for us to elaborate from a male perspective, but of course, we always ask for females to come up and have the conversation because we are only guessing. From a woman's
Mm,
standpoint, you have a better view of a thing. Because I can tell stories. I know I've seen it. Like I'm from I've seen some things in life, and I don't want to base it on just my visual experiences, right? Because anybody can sell a story, anybody can sell a dream, right? Especially, man, listen, I grew up in the wrong era. I've seen what happens when you have nothing, and the corner boy come and tell you a story. And they leave with money, and we're gonna get you out the projects and this, that, and the third. They have babies. He does it, but he's not responsible enough. So he trying to be he's a teenager. He's not even a man. He's a teenager because he's doing teenage things. He's selling stories just to sell the story. You know what I mean? So
hmm
I know how their emotions kick into it. Even if, like you said, oh, I could change him. My love could change him. That's not enough because if well, it's just about ladies, but most men know what they want before they even get into a situation. That's just the honest truth. We already know what we want. But for the woman, for the ladies, it's like, okay, they want to be loved by a man, even if it's a physical connection as far as, cuddling and things like that. Now, of course, we as men, we bring up the sexual content of the thing and make that the end all be all. But we're sowing our ties with the young lady because that's what we're doing when we have the sexual encounter. But that leaves us in a spot for a long time as well. So I agree with everything that you were saying about the emotional attraction and intelligence of a situation.
And then I want to say this too. This is actually a treat for the ladies. I just want them to come up so they can tell me a story, so I can, decipher it for them. But this is the perspective of a pimp. I'm telling you how pimps lock up women, and the way they do it is the way an average male would do it too. It's not hard. You just have to find someone vulnerable. I'm just being honest with you. You just have to find someone vulnerable in a couple different ways. Either they lack something, they're in need of something, or they desire something. If you can fill those three slots, oh, you got in. My uncle used to tell me, a way to a whole head is to her heart. And I'm like, what is he talking about? And then as I seen him with the women, I understood. He making them feel good. So now he in their head. It is people always say get in their head. Yeah. How do you get in a person's head? Through their emotions. Again, this is why I tell you they don't teach you about emotions in school. You don't learn about where you learn about emotions at? From the word. That's where you learn it at. Where else you learning about emotions at?
Nowhere in your house. You should anyway. But that's the thing. They don't teach you like everything that most of us grew up on, right? We grew up on love. What type of love? We grew up from the outside entity of love. Somebody gotta love us. Somebody gotta wanna be for us. But it never teaches them how to love ourselves. It don't teaches us how to love ourselves. We have to figure that out on our own.
Huh.
They want you to believe that your parents are gonna do that. But they know who they're reaching at the same time. These exclusive the executive producers and all of these other people. They know who they're trying to reach. So if you give me a Disney fairy tale, oh somebody's gonna wake me up from my sleep and we're gonna be in love and all of that. That's what's gonna be in their minds. That's what's gonna be in the minds of women.
Hmm.
Oh, I need to be the princess. I need to do listen. I don't want to do that because I don't want to give you the false pretenses. Okay, you could be my daughter could be a princess, but I would never call her that because the presumptions of a princess, no, you're not gonna go out there and walk the walkways, the streets and school like you have a privilege. You don't have a privilege. You are unique to me and me only. Everybody may not perceive you that way, but still I would have to teach her how to, love herself, so on and so forth. But until then, you know, that's a well, her mom would have to do that a little bit more than me. But what I'm saying, I have to be the example of what to look for in a guy, right? But you know,
Hmm.
the woman has to have that emotional conversation. I don't think I'm stronger. I may be strong enough, but it's a different aspect for a woman to tell her daughter that. The mother of my daughter has to tell her that, so on and so forth. So those conversations got to be had like between the females and not the males personally, male, female personally. So yeah, I just think that in order for those things to happen, the conversation has to be had, but not by a man. A man shouldn't have that much input on how a female should be feeling and things of that nature.
No, I agree with that. We're the ladies. We need y'all on the panel. Please and thank you. I know I was waiting for Miss Tracy to come through. Yeah, I was waiting for Miss Tracy to come through. But I mean, it's fact. I just feel that I'm a new parent. You've been doing this a lot longer than me. So my daughter is a princess. If anybody says she ain't, I'm gonna punch them in their mouth. As long as I'm here, I'm gonna continuously do that. I'm still learning, bro. My baby girl's a princess. I understand the psychology behind it though, because it's like you setting them up for failure almost. But Yeah, I'm gonna set my daughter up to be a bad mother effer. You know.
Yeah, but
You know.
she had the value. She can have the value of the princess, but your value of the princess may not be Walt Disney's value of a princess. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So you ain't waiting. Like, I'm pretty sure you ain't gonna teach your daughter to wait on the frog to turn him
Oh
into
no.
a prince. You see what I'm saying? Those
Yeah.
type of aspects. That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
You got the Princess and the Frog. You got Cinderella. You got Snow White. Nah, you can't presume like our lifestyles is not even on the same level as those movies and cartoons in the first place. We ain't walking around here and wearing glass slippers. We wearing sneakers, and sometimes, well, some of the young ladies now are wearing Timbs. You see what I'm saying? And boots and stuff like that. Like they no, it's just a different era. So a woman has to find her emotional intelligence from another woman. Just that alone. I'm not saying find everything, excuse me, from a woman, but that part is it has to be well groomed from maybe a big mama, grandmother, great grandmother, something of that nature. If your mom is not able to prepare you for that type of avenue, but even with that, the ladies of the past generations are not even here to groom them the way that they want to groom too. So it's a lot that goes on for a female. So it's going to be interesting to see if what we're saying is accurate to any female, let alone some of the females, because it's their emotion that we're talking about, but we just don't know. We're using our observation to generate this. We would rather hear from the females because they have a better aspect than
I noticed. I observed one thing. Ain't nobody disagree with nothing I said yet.
we do. Facts.
um, like I'm saying, and you know what? This may not apply to everybody who listen to it because you may be there already. You know, you may, like Gary said, you may know your value. And that's another thing. Like when we talking about this confidence and self esteem, emotional intelligence, all of that increases your value in yourself. The way you look at yourself. The more you build yourself, the more you will value yourself, the less likely you will give yourself out for a discount. And that's what happened a lot of times. Some of y'all ladies, man, y'all be on Black Friday sales with y'allself, dealing with some of these Negroes and some of these,
Not
not
the
just
Black
black
Friday
women,
sale.
not just black women too. I be seeing some white women, some Chinese women. I be like, how's y'all with this dude? Y'all supposed to be smart. Like, nah, y'all females too. They got y'all hooked because of them emotions. I'm telling y'all, that's how pimps do it.
And the crazy thing about that is, right? Book smarts don't make you emotionally smart, right? Just like
Mm.
it don't make you have common sense. You just learn something. You got to learn through experience sometimes. And if you don't have that experience of emotional behavior, you'll never know what to do. You know, so it's something that we all have to take an aspect of looking at, not just the ladies, but since we're having a conversation about the ladies, it's sometimes you have to examine yourself and see what your values are, see your your preferences are. I speak about preferences all the time. I'm pretty sure Word do too. But your preferences come from inside out. But if you don't have nothing inside, if you feel void on the inside, you're always gonna look outside for that love, that attention, that aspiration, so on and so forth. So the question would be to the ladies: how often do you desire from within yourself for it to come overflow back out so men can perceive it and receive it? That's a question that only the ladies can answer themselves.
Mm. I want to ask the ladies another question too. While y'all pondering on that, right? Can you name a time when you dealt with somebody when you dealt with a male's BS and it wasn't because the way you felt.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Lady Shay. I'm sorry.
Wait. What? Say that again. Hold on, me or Gary? Okay, go ahead, Gary. It's on you. I'm going on mute.
No, hold up, Gary. What did you say? I don't know what you said. I was asking a question. I was asking how much does your preference and your desires come from, like, inside to overflow out for a man to see it? If you don't have that morals and value, do you think that somebody is picking up on what you're giving them? Pretty much. That was the question. I forgot the question because once something is in me and it goes out, I ain't catching it and bringing it back in. It's out there already. So you might have to catch the replay to hear the exact question, or somebody clip it and then play it back. But it's pretty much how much of the inside of do a man get to see of you that overflows from you? That's pretty much what it was. I forgot exactly what I said because it choked word up for a minute, and then you started bothering. You started questioning me because I knew you were gonna ask me a question, but it's pretty much of that aspect. Oh, we both can't be on. Yeah, I gotta go back. I gotta go back and listen to it myself. It's sad because I forgot the question myself. But Lady
We're
Shay,
about to
you
go
asked.
back. We're about to go
Yeah,
back and listen to it right now.
yeah. And Lady Shay, you ask all these questions. You get on the panel and ask the question. It's okay. We don't bite. So come on.
Y'all hooked because of the emotion. I'm telling you, that's how pain.
It's sometimes you have to examine yourself. Book smarts don't make you emotionally smart, right? Just like it don't make you have common sense. You just learn something. You got to learn through experience sometimes. And if you don't have that experience of emotional behavior, you'll never know what to do. You know, so it's something that we all have to take an aspect of looking at, not just the ladies, but since we're having a conversation about the ladies, it's sometimes you have to examine yourself and see what your values are, see your your preferences are.
Leticia in the
We
building.
speak
What
of
up, sis?
I speak about preferences all the time.
Leticia.
I'm pretty sure Word do too. So your come from inside out. But if you don't have nothing inside, if you feel
Come
void
on,
on the
Gary, get
inside,
to
you're always gonna look out,
it.
come overflow back out.
Okay.
So
I
you
think
say, I don't know what you said. I was asking a question.
okay,
I was
hold on.
asking how much.
Is that it? And it wasn't because the way you felt. Okay.
Question would be, no, you found this. Who was the question about to be from within yourself for it to come overflow back out so men can perceive it and receive it? That's a question that only the ladies can answer themselves.
Okay, y'all heard it right from the horse's mouth, right? Y'all heard that. I still don't know what he said, but y'all heard it. I'm just playing. I know what he said.
Daggone shame.
Leticia, what up, sis? So, just a quick update. I can't do the Karma Sutra Wednesday because my wife said we got to prepare for Halloween Thursday, so I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Hopefully, I have everything done. So we're gonna do the chakras. So make sure y'all get y'all memberships because I'm gonna do the presentation. Then I'm going on members only, and then y'all can ask questions and we can go into the information. But yeah, make sure y'all got that. But Shay, did you hear the question, or do I need to replay it?
Nope, she gonna duck it. I know her. She about to do a triple, double, double, triple. I know what she about to do.
And if you know, you know.
Bro, I was when I said I was fasting for 3 days, I couldn't even drink nothing. It feels so good to drink some ginger ale right now, bro.
Man, listen, that means you went. Listen, that means you went on a serious. You went on a try. You went on a Jesus fast. Nothing.
Bro, I couldn't eat or drink anything. I was just sitting there like felt dehydrated. I know I was dehydrated, bro. I woke up this morning. I drank so much damn water. My ring, bro, my ring used to be tight. It's slipping off. I'm like, damn, how much weight did I lose?
Probably about a good 5 to 7 pounds, if not 10 to max. That's why I tell people about fasting. Well, I ain't gonna go too far off topic, but when you do that type of thing, you get to see yourself as a whole. That's why that's a prefer for me. That's a preferable thing is for you to fast because you get to examine yourself, get to say, you know what do I need in myself to change, right? If I need to improve on loving myself, I can do that while I fast. If I need to understand certain things, I can do that while I fast. If I need to encourage myself, I can do that through a fast because everything start to find out what you truly have inside of you, and there's no outside entity that can disturb that as long as you stay on your fast. Everything is within you, and everything you're staying away from all outside entities. So that's what makes you look inside yourself. So I would suggest everybody do that, as well as not just for religious reasons, but for personal reasons. I think the two will tie anyway for personal and your religious reasons. But it's about the ladies. So ladies, if you try that, I think you'll start to answer some questions that you truly have for yourself that only you're asking a question to yourself about.
And Lady Shay, my question was, can you think of a time you put up with a male's BS and it wasn't because of the way you felt about him?
She answered what question? She ain't answered no question. She be
If she did, I highlighted it. She said, "High note."
no. See, that was to come up. That's what she's saying. Hard note about. She ain't slick. I ain't even messing
Or
with her.
is this?
You know what?
Or that might be her answer.
Your flow will flow out like a riverbed to the. I'm not the. You know what? You got it, Lady Shay. You got it. You
Okay,
right.
well, so Lady Shay said she can remember a time where she dealt with a male's BS and it wasn't because of the way she felt. So why did you deal with it? Now you got to answer why you dealt with it. If it wasn't because of the way you felt, but we getting insight now. We trying to learn. We're trying to learn something today.
And he asked your favorite. He asked with your favorite word. Why? Why?
Why?
Why?
Tell them that it's human nature. Why? Why do they do me that way?
Yeah, it's
It's like
it's
butter,
just
baby. Shea butter. That's not the answer. I'm not taking it. Loyalty.
loyalty. So
Okay.
here's my question. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry to
No,
shush your
no,
lip.
no, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, because here's my question. So you don't have no loyalty to yourself? Is that what we're saying? Or is your loyalty based on emotions?
That's what I want to know. How do you form loyalty? Is it a feeling or a thought? Or can you name another aspect of why we do things besides the way we think and the way we feel? Because when I think of loyalty, that's more of a feeling. Like this is something that I feel I need to do versus that I think. If I had to think, then I'm gonna like, okay, don't want me to think about loyalty because I'm gonna be intricate with it. Like, hold on now. I understand you you in trouble, but did you consider my loyalty to me before you put me in a bad position trying to help you out? Now we gotta think. It ain't no reason for both of us to be down. So, but my feeling, like I'm gonna just do it. You know what I'm saying? But when I have to think, thinking causes rationalization. Now you got to think about that when you say loyalty, because if it was loyalty and you talk about you putting up with BS, you didn't think you wasn't thinking through that.
Yeah, that was straight emotions.
That
And
was
what type of
emotions,
emotion?
baby.
And
I'm
what
telling
emotion
you.
are you thinking with? But that'll be another thing. What emotion are you thinking with loyalty? For me, in my perspective, right? There's elevations, right? You gotta like, you gotta like, then you can become loyal. Then when you love, you that'll elevate to being faithful. You see what I mean? For in my opinion, that's just like a pecking stone or order steps, right? To elevate it to what most people in a relationship should be shooting for, in my opinion. That's a marriage,
If I
you
like you,
know?
you ain't
So
getting no loyalty. I gotta have love for you, my baby. I gotta have love for you. My loyalty costs. That shit is
I
expensive. I'm telling you, because
I
the shit I would do
so
for a
let me ask
person,
you so let me
that
ask you a
shit.
question from I mean, I don't want because Lady Shay ain't answering the questions, right? So I'm gonna talk to my brother. So which is more suffice? Loyalty or faithfulness? Or are they the same?
I think I think faithfulness comes out of loyalty, but I think they similar, but let's look that up. That's a good question. Because
Because for me,
I
for me,
understand what you're saying. Like that's why I said faithfulness comes out of loyalty. Like you said, it's an elevation. I
right.
totally agree with that. And that's why I said like faithfulness, like that's even love. It's stages of love. So
I, I think that for me that comes with the love. The faithfulness comes from love. Like even loyalty, it comes from it. Loyalty can come from loyalty for me comes from it. It don't fix well in a relationship only if it's elevated to faithfulness. You see what I mean? It's like a step under. Like, all right, I can love you but not be
oh
loyal. You see what I mean? I can love you but not be loyal to you. If I love you, I'm going to be faithful to you in a relationship. That like once you in a love stage, you minimize everything to all right, a monogamous thing. Even though loyalty is supposed to be monogamous, but that faith is standing alone, and it's a higher elevation of loyalty, in my opinion.
now like so we it says faithfulness and loyalty are related concepts, but they have different distinct differences. So I just think is the way that it is applied, involving maintaining true honesty feelings for another person. Loyalty implies remaining devoted to someone regardless of the situation, often extending beyond personal relationships to include groups, causes, uh and what they say? Institutions.
Like you could be loyal. Like for example, I'm loyal to the nine.
Right.
I don't have to be faithful to the nine. I'm loyal to the nine. You see what I mean? But you could be
Faithfulness.
loyal in a huh?
Oh no, go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is that's in another aspect. Just like friendship, you could be loyal. You're not gonna be well, you can be faithful to a friendship, but it doesn't have that same demeanor as the loyalty to the friendship. You see what I'm saying? So is that like a swap out, so to speak? But in certain situations, one don't belong with the other. See,
It,
that's why it's the
it's a,
difference for me.
it's more the context because loyalty is more like available for everyone, and faithfulness is more intimate. You see what I'm saying?
Mm,
That's like
right,
between two people. When it comes to like um more of a group or like it said a cause, an institution, that's when you apply loyalty. But when it's like a one-on-one basis, that's when you
right.
apply faithfulness. So that's why they say they related, but they different. They have distinct differences. It's all about application, how you apply different things. And sometimes we take stuff that's similar to like loyalty and faithfulness, and we just apply them to the wrong thing, and that's why we don't get the right results.
There you go. Hi,
Uh,
Commander. What up, Nine?
What up, Nine?
What up, nine? That's one of my favorite things to hear on YouTube. I promise you.
What up, nine?
That.
Listen. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was about to just say that, and you better get you a word, nanny boo boo.
Oh yeah, I
I
love that
like
one.
I like the laugh she do afterward.
I like that the end of the intro where you put the owl and then you put Tay's voice. I like that.
I gotta fix all that. I
It's
gotta fix.
great. What do you mean?
Nah, trust me, that's sloppy. That's rush work. I did that
Well,
in like three
I like it.
minutes. I literally did that in 3 minutes. Just trying to
Sometimes that's the best work, though.
wait till I freak it out. I got big ideas. I got big plans. I got big plans. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you
Listen, you
rock
guys are acting funny tonight. I just want to say, you guys are acting. I'm half asleep because I was asleep, but y'all are on a good one.
Wait, Commander sleep?
And
Commander sleep? Wait, what?
Lady Shay is mad at someone. She said in the chat, "I'm mad at you."
I
I
already
assume
know
it's
who it is.
scary.
I already know who it is. It's me. Chief State mad at me. It's not my fault. I just ask questions that need to be asked. I just, Commander, what is your aspect of what we're talking about? What we talking about?
Well,
What is your
I didn't hear everything because I came in late, and then also like you guys are talking while I'm half asleep. But I just want to say the faithful and loyalty thing. Loyalty thing. Like I think we kind of know, like us women know. It's kind of like semantics. We know loyalty, faithfulness. Kind of. Is that Lady Shay? Ooh, who's that? Oh no, it's two words. Sorry,
word, word
we're
playing he
doubled
running
up.
inside out the house? Yeah, that's word and
Lady
code speaking.
Shay, we're requesting you. um, what was the question? Okay, I heard the question. Something about
Uh,
have you ever
let me-
entertained a man and not actually? What was it?
mm-mm. So let me ask you this. Can you think back, because I know you're married now, but can you think back at a time where you dealt with a man and then his bullshit and it wasn't because of the way you felt about it?
Oh, okay. Um, I guess yeah. Let me see. There was one time this guy kept at it. I didn't want nothing to do with him. I didn't like him. I met him like at a quinceañera, and I had a dance with him. That's it. And then he wouldn't leave me alone. And then until I finally gave in. That's my bad. I gave in. I don't know why I gave in, but I gave in. And yeah, I dealt with his BS after I really shouldn't have.
Did you feel bad for him because he kept begging you and asking you? Is
Yeah.
that why? So,
I
so it's true what I say. It's the feeling.
well, I kind of like it's like he just kept at it, right? And then all of a sudden he's like knocking on the front door, and I'm like, what? He's calling. I'm trying not to answer. Now he's knocking on the front door, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'll just like give him a shot. Let's see what happens. But I would say big mistake, ladies. Don't do it. I do
Don't
think that sometimes men should be persistent, like when they want something to a certain extent, but it could backfire because you can actually get a girl that doesn't really, you know, wasn't really into you.
yeah, let me. Can I give a perfect? I love using myself as an example, and I want my wife to tell this story one day. But I was very persistent with my wife. I wasn't pushy though. You know, when I first met her, we hung out. I liked her, and I was like, why don't we kick it? She was like, go together. I'm like, yeah, why don't we be together? She was like, my family won't accept you. She Middle Eastern. I'm like, they'll love me later. She said, why don't we just be friends? I'm like, cool. So we was just kicking it. We was just friends. And one day she was like, we was in Chicago, and this girl tried to dance with me, and she literally got in between us like, nah, this my man. I'm like, oh, we together now? She like, yeah, and I'm like, oh, I guess we together. But I wasn't pushy. I wasn't
You were
pounding on her
persistent,
door,
though.
harassing, but I was persistent. I was still courting her. I was still hanging out, getting to know her, letting her know me. You know what I'm saying? So I could have said, forget that, Dad. Okay, your family won't accept me, and I'm going about my business. But I didn't.
Cause see, I always think that men should be persistent. Cause I feel like sometimes, like the way I hear them talk, they give up easily. But then you could run into a scenario like my scenario, where I would probably give someone advice like, don't do it. Don't open the door. If you don't want it and you know what's best, don't even try it. Because I think sometimes, like, if you're not looking for marriage and you're just looking to have a good time and date, okay, great, but that could turn into something else down the line that you weren't expecting. Like, that's not what you were expecting to get into, but all of a sudden now you're completely involved. All because you were just having fun. You weren't looking for nothing serious.
And that's one of words keys to a prosperous relationship is to clarify what the relationship is. You know, communication. That's all it takes. I like the chase. I found my king. That's what's up. And you know what I'm saying? Miss telling the truth. What up, boss lady? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. She was bold. That's my man. Hey, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a difference between being pushy and being persistent. You know, like I'm not gonna force myself on a woman, but I'm gonna stick around, and let her know I'm interested. You know, I'm gonna show her my value. That's what I did with my wife. You know, I showed her my value. I showed her who I was. You know, and at some point, if I felt like it wasn't going nowhere, then you know I go elsewhere. But that wasn't the case.
Well, and then when should a guy stop being persistent? I know it's about the ladies, but when should it stop?
When you see she's not interested, I mean, for me, you know, even though my wife told me, she said her family. She didn't say she didn't. You know, it was about the family. It wasn't about her. So that's why I chose to continue. Now, if she said, you know, my family won't accept it, so I can't do it or I won't do it, then it would have been a different story. I understand. You know, on to the next one.
Yeah, if that needle's not moving for most men, they're not going to stay there long unless they like their heart broken, and most men don't. So
Well, I think
men will rather.
after that experience I had, then I was like, okay, I'm looking for people that are like potentially husbands, like to marry.
If you don't mind me
After that,
asking, how old were you?
I was young. I was in high school.
Okay.
I was like 15.
And see,
But
that's
I
what.
was like a whole grown 15-year-old
But
in my head.
but this is what I'm saying. Like I said earlier, I think women are when we say women are mature, more mature than men. I think is in that field, you know, of creating and developing a family. They more mature. They more emotionally ready for that, and they more mentally mature for that aspect. I truly believe that. It's y'all too, and that's how it is. That's how it is now too, Miss Boss Lady. It's like some of her family chose not, you know, to deal with her no more. And she like, I got my own family. You know, we got our 2 kids. She got my family. You know, so she ain't missing out on nothing. And her mom and dad love me to death. You know, her mom and dad was like, you know, her dad, they had 2 girls. So her dad was like, he told, man, that melted my heart. You know, when he told me you like the son I never had, that melted my heart, man. And every time we went somewhere, he used to brag on me, like, oh man, it was dope. That was dope, though. They used to brag
I
on me
guess
all the time.
I guess another question is: are women like we all assume that women they date with intentions of marriage, but is that a true statement as of like today? Do we still believe that women dating with the intent to get married? Because
No.
I don't know.
I would have to judge that on an individual basis.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, because um, I like you know, Commander said, you know, some people just want to have fun, but even her at a young age, she knew what she wanted. So, and writers, you know, shout out to Rachel, she said that too. You know, at a young age, she knew what she wanted. So, um, even like with me, I didn't want when I was with a girl, I was with a girl. It wasn't like for marriage, but it was like, you the one. So I wouldn't, I, to be honest, I wasn't thinking about marriage, but I know it can lead to that, if we stay strong.
I think that if like when you know you know. I really do
Yeah.
believe that. Now having experienced it, yeah.
I
But
think that's the key.
when you get two broken people together, ooh, bad, 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 bad.
Mm.
But
Mm.
right, sometimes it can bond them together, and yeah, in some cases it'll result in a long-term relationship. But yeah,
And I've seen two broken people come together and fix one another, but I've seen two broken people come together and destroy more shit too. So,
exactly.
so
Sometimes it could be a good thing, but I think more times it's not.
I would have to agree with that. I mean, I would love to see statistics, but just from observation, I seen it not work out more than it worked out.
Right. I agree with that too. That's why I said, we try our best not to use what we see as the link or the numbers, but sometimes that's all we have is what we view, right? So if we see people not coming, if they coming together broken, and then they break the other parts that they just fixed, then that's a no go. So it's all, like I said, it's all about, what is the intent. Some people can make that work, but are they really trying to make it work, or is just a crutch for another reason? So those are the questions that need to be asked and answered.
I'm still waiting for a female to tell me how or when they dealt with somebody's BS and it wasn't because of the way they felt.
But it all comes down to how we feel, regardless,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
and
it
that's
all
that's
comes down to that.
and that's the whole key of this conversation. Is telling the ladies you have to develop emotional intelligence because that's how these men are taking advantage of you is by the way you feel. And it's gonna be interesting when we talk about the fellas, right? We're probably gonna do that Friday, or yeah, I ain't gonna do nothing Halloween night, so we probably gonna do that Friday.
Because
Um,
the same thing applies to them.
it's a little different. It's really not um, emotions. It is is emotion, but again, like what we saying, men are more logical, right?
It's emotionally
We
thought.
Logical.
It's
we
emotionally
Okay.
thought out.
is more visual, you know. The
Okay.
visuals can
Yeah.
um, that's
They're
why.
looking
So,
for the goods, the goodies.
yeah, but it is, but then it still ties back to an emotion, even the thought is everything is about the way you feel. It's just women are more innate with their feelings than men.
I think if I was born a boy, I would be getting it in. I'd be like, no kissing and hugging, girl. You got a husband who love. Like, I would totally be getting it in. But as a woman, you can't do that unless, I mean, you could do that. But if you're looking for something long term, something serious, you shouldn't be doing that because it's not going to get you. And most times, it's not going to get you what you really want.
And you know what? I love when women keep it real because my wife told me, she said, if I had a phallus, I'd be. I ain't gonna tell you what she said, but anyway, I love when women keep it real, and just tell the truth. Like, yeah, if I was a dude, I'd probably be knocking everything down. That, you know.
Yeah, and even now, okay, I'm married and
Mhm.
everything. And then I think back and I'm like, all the times that I could have been doing stuff and I didn't because I held out, I held out, which my husband respects. But the thing is, what would have happened? Like, there would have been, I assume it would have been all good. Could have had all kinds of experiences and it would have been okay. But but then I have sometimes people tell me, no, because you could have got a disease, you could have been like
Yeah,
this, you could have been
man.
knocked up, you've been the slut, like all these things. Like I don't know.
You know that's a good thing that you was a good girl. 'Cause, yeah, when you talk to women, um, I don't want to use the term promiscuous, but when they was getting it in when they was younger, you know, you hear some of them regrets. You know, they wish they saved themselves or didn't do this or didn't do that, and especially the environment you're in. You know, if you come from like a small town, you're gonna be labeled. You know, even the city. You know, it was women in the city. I remember, man. Look, I ain't gonna hold you. Do you know how? Look, man. I didn't. Look, I met this girl at the store, right at the corner store. It was a store like not too far. It wasn't a store I frequent, but I met her, talked to her. She like, "What you about to do?" I said, "We're going out." "Oh, who you going out?" "Oh, me and a couple of my boys are going to the club." She said, "Can I go?" Me and my girls. I'm like, "Yeah." So she had two girls. I told my boys like, "Yeah, I met this chick. We all go pick them up." Me and my one homeboy went and picked them up. Her, two girls. We get to the club. We got a VIP section. Do you know it was like 15 of us? You know, out of 15 dudes, seven of them smashed. So they clowning me the whole time. The whole time they clowning me, and I'm like, I done picked this girl up. I can't just, you know what I'm saying. So I was respectful to her and stuff like that. But I can't, nah, boo boo, we can't do nothing. We can't
You
do
were
it.
proud to bring her.
Man, I wasn't proud, nothing. I was like, I wanted this night to end. Like, oh man. And they was literally talking to her like, hey, remember you did this? Remember you did two of them smashed together? I'm looking like, oh man. They was like, so hey, we might as well all just go have fun. Three of y'all, it's about 15 of us. Y'all can I'm looking like, man, they was I hang around savages, man. I used to I used to hang around savages. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, stuff they and it ain't that I don't even know this girl. What I'm supposed to say? I'm like, man, y'all chill. She came with me. He was like, man, hey, she probably
They
came
don't
with
care.
you, but she gonna be leaving with somebody else. Watch, I'm telling you, she just
Exactly.
loose, bro. I'm looking like, man, y'all just messed it all up. She had a nice body too. I'm like, I
How was
can't
she
even do it.
acting? What was she saying, or how was she acting? How was she
She wasn't
reacting?
even. She was like laughing, giggling, like, yeah, whatever. Y'all just mad because I ain't with you, bitch. Can't do it now. I got me a real man now. They looking like, no, you don't. He ain't gonna fuck with. They was telling that the whole night, like, you know, he ain't gonna fuck with you after this, right? I know my boy, he ain't gonna fuck with you. Oh, watch,
Wow.
watch. He gonna want this. And I'm just
Petty.
sitting back. I wasn't even saying nothing. I'm just letting them. And I'm looking like you even. I'm looking at her like, why are you even talking to these? You fucking up. I'm like, you literally going back and forth with them. Like, nah, I'm straight. You wild as hell. Took her ass home, deleted her number.
You see how these dudes are? They're petty, not even appreciative. She gave up the goodies. She did whatever she did. Nah, they didn't appreciate it.
I was
They
Well,
just
about
well,
used
see,
her.
I was about to
no,
say
that's
she
not
yeah.
that's how girls are. Girls do this. Listen, women, girls, females do the same thing, right? Y'all bypass the good dude and go hang out with the Pookie and Ray Rays. Why is that, in your opinion, Commander? I'm glad you said something. I was waiting to ask you that question.
Mm,
Because they
Why you feel
broken?
like you
I don't
gotta
know. Because they
save them?
want the thrills. Because they're not ready. They don't feel like they deserve. Like, that's the thing. I feel like they probably don't feel like either they deserve it or they just want something that they think is not boring. I don't know. I don't know. It's
But see,
where they're at in
that's why.
life.
Yeah, that's why I was saying earlier. The self esteem, the morals, and the values kick in right there because if you don't have none of that. You know, you can have a good person. I've seen more good dudes in a friend zone than good females
You
because
can't be too
once the
good.
male, and that's the problem. Girls don't want too many good dudes. They want
That's why
dudes
the
that
good dudes gotta fake
they
it a
finish
little
last.
bit. Fake it till they make it a little bit.
Oh,
You
don't
know,
say
you
mm,
that.
gotta
Don't
like
get him
hold
started. Don't
back.
get him started. Here he come.
It's
that's
a
it.
Here he come.
game. The ladies play the game. The men play the game. You gotta play the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Here he come.
You
Here
gotta
he
hold
come.
back on all that little sweet, lovey-dovey, good boy stuff. You gotta hold back a little bit when you want to go and simp out.
Here he coming. Go ahead, work. I'm waiting.
No, I'm
Can't
just
do
listening to
that.
her being petty. It's peanut butter petty time. I hear. I ain't even about to comment on that. You
Look, when you feel like simping out, you just gotta hold back. You gotta think
Mm-hmm.
about it. Just hold
Mm-hmm.
back. And the ladies,
Okay.
when you got a guy that's wanting to buy you everything and do all these things, you gotta hold back too and not accept everything. Because there's something that
No, that's
comes with
why.
that.
No,
Usually, it's an
they ain't
expectation.
gonna do that. No, yeah,
Mm.
the women have expectations when that happens. They if they feel like they can get him for it, they're gonna put him right in the friend zone with the good dude. They just gonna call him a little bit more. They're gonna call the money spender a little bit more than the good dude. The good dude just, oh, I just needed somebody to talk to. But as soon as she needs something, that money dude is right. He's number 3, and the good dude is number 9 on speed dial. That's just how I perceive women that way. I really need to understand why they feel like they got to save. I know most men, they try to save, turn a hoe into a housewife and all that other stuff. But women been doing this for the longest period of time. Oh, he just need to be loved, so I could save him. My love could save him. That should be a daggone Disney movie for the hood.
I just told you what though. It's
I
the
know,
nurture.
I know
It's
you
the
did.
nurture.
I'm just saying.
Oh, and that's what I wanted to say about them Disney movies. They design a particular way. They're all designed for men to come save women. That's all the movies designed.
You know, they say that the girls watch the Disney movies and they have, like, I don't know, that never happened to me. Like, I never had this idea, like, I want to get married and have this grand wedding and all these things, like, have someone come and save me or, like, but maybe that's because I didn't watch a lot of Disney movies. I don't
That's
know.
probably why.
I watched some,
You were
but
spared. You were spared.
I was spared.
She was watching Biker Mice from Mars. That was
Yo,
my
I used to
show.
watch that part.
That was my
I
shit.
used to watch that part too.
Man, that was my shit.
I don't know
Biker
what that
Mice from
is.
Mars. You don't know what Biker Mice from Mars is?
No.
Man, since you don't know what that is, and I didn't turn on the monetization, I gotta hit this. I just gotta do it because I ain't did it in a couple days. So I'm about to do it now. You just gotta do it sometimes. You just gotta donkey punch
D-Shep trying to send me across the border. I'll
them.
go. I hear guys go across the border anyway to find girls.
They ain't gotta use a passport, I guess. I don't know.
Man,
Let's keep it the way it goes.
I went to Canada once to find a girl, and I never did it again. Nah, man, hey, them women in Canada, they be trying to pimp you.
How so?
Mm.
She tried to take me to a strip club.
And what? And dance and strip?
She wanted me to strip. She was like, you know how much money you can make in here? They love black men from America. I'm like, man, get the hell out of here. Like, lady, you crazy. I never go on Plenty of Fish again.
But how does that
Plenty
how
of
is that
fish.
even possible?
Bro,
How could a woman be a man?
bro, I'm telling you, man, I met this chick on Plenty
Surprise.
of Fish. She was like, oh, come over here to Canada. You can do this, you can do that. You know, like it's certain nights women get drunk, be running on the street with their breast out. I'm like, I'm there. Let's go. I get there. Her and her friend, we go to a bar. They like, oh my God, you can dance, you can do this. Everybody drunk. They was like, look, we're about to go to this other bar. And I'm like, cool. I'm drunk, so I'm not driving no more. I'm letting them drive me because I don't know where the hell I'm going and I'm drunk. And we get to the bar. They was like, it's a male club. And I'm like, what the fuck is a male club? They say, look, the ladies here love American Man. If you go in there and dance like you was doing at the bar, you will make so much money. I'm like, what? It was like, it's a strip club. I'm like, I ain't about to go in no goddamn man strip club. People, man, no, I don't do all that. I'm straight. No, no, no.
Canada's like America too. It's not even that different. I feel like they say Australian women
Shit.
love American men.
Nah, Canada, boy, I'm telling you, it ain't like America. They wild over there. They be getting it in. They wild. Even in the casinos, like people banging in the parking lot. Like, damn, y'all can't even wait to get home. Go find a bathroom or
Mm.
something.
Nope, they
See,
they
that's
get it
where the
right there.
women, like, I think some of them use reverse psychology, or like all of a sudden now they've had so many different experiences with dudes that now they're trying to act like the dudes.
Man, that's
Mm.
everywhere. Think like a man.
Thanks,
That's
Steve
like did
Harvey.
y'all see the Queen Maker? Her latest
No,
thing?
No,
Man, she that lady crazy, man.
but
wait,
like
the
you
one
see
you
her
supposed to be
pictures.
debating?
Man, that lady ain't gonna debate me. What she gonna
You
talk
see
about?
her pictures. She looks very feminine, very beautiful, very sexy, and then she just talks, and then it's just all, oh, it's over.
Oh no, she been looking like a man lately. She been looking like a man. She been going off on women. She mad because
Mhm.
y'all feel like y'all need men. I'm like, she just wanted a lesbian island. That shit crazy.
Well, she said she has a husband, right?
Yeah,
So
She left her
she
husband,
they live in
but
different
or the
households.
husband left her, whatever it was. I forgot
I had
how
to
it went.
left her crazy ass too. Shit, she crazy as hell.
I do know that
And that's
after
why.
that experience, I said
Mhm.
that my husband that I wanted someone that was gonna love me more than I love them, because I didn't want to be like the one that, you know what I'm saying. I didn't want to be the one that loves him more than him me.
Is
I
that
I
mean,
don't know how men feel about that.
I was about to say, is that possible for a man?
I think it is.
Okay.
I
Not
yeah,
not not from the queen though. She don't think so. She don't even think man can love. That lady
Yeah.
crazy as hell.
I adore my husband, but I do think he loves me more than I love him.
I know I love my
Shout out,
wife more than she loved me.
shout out to Mr. Commander.
And why do we say that word? Because they put up with us.
Yeah, as I put up with her. Cause I'm just playing. I don't put up with my wife. I think she put. I will say this: my wife put up with me more than I put up with her. My wife don't really do nothing that's like annoying. I am like the most annoying person on the planet. I promise you, I am. I am. I'm just being honest, man. Because I like smiling and having fun, and I'm gonna do it on your expense half of the time. That's just how
Oh
I
my
am.
god.
But it's all love, it's all love. But yeah, I like right now. If I felt like it, I go in the room and start tickling my kids because I'm bored. And ain't nobody gonna stop me.
Shout
You
out to Mrs. Word. She has the patience. Ooh, she got some great patience. Cause
She's a
oh my
saint.
god.
Oh no, she
Yeah.
ain't. My wife ain't got no patience. She be cussing me out and the kids out all the time. I mean, ain't no patience there. I'm the patient one actually. My wife has the
No.
patience of a hurricane.
Dang. I ain't, that's slim to none. That is really slim to none. I don't know. I'm just trying to understand. The female perspective. You know, because this is for future references for me. Because I got daughters, so I need to understand this before this even starts. Because I don't feel like nah. Being word being a girl dad, he gonna want to know everything before he got to do something out of pocket. Well, it won't be out of pocket because that's how much love he gonna have for his daughter. But you just need to know these things to instill it before they even start anything. So
Oh,
this
I'm
is why
They
we
already.
need to
say
conversation
women
for the women.
they say women like to nurture, right? And they like to fix people. So maybe you just have to act a little broken. Then you'll find somebody to come over and fix you.
So if that's the case, why do they get mad that they attract broken people?
I don't know.
See, this is all right. I'm gonna let Professor Word take over because he got an answer for this. I know he do. Go ahead, Professor.
well, well, I don't think the intent is to attract a broken person. It's just when they see it and they feel like I can fix them. That's what they. My bad. I heard my baby girl crying. I hate when she
Hmm.
cries. That make me angry. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I need to understand that aspect because it's sad that some women would rather fix a person than have a person that's already built and go on forward with their life. I've never understood that because some men are like that too. But I just feel like women they would rather heal than not to heal. I don't know if that's right. I don't think it's right from my perspective, but I always want to ask women that question: why do they want to fix or heal instead of having something that don't need to be fixed? They like emotional physicians or something. I don't know, but that's just something I really would ask a question
They
like
feel
that.
sorry for them.
You see what Boss Lady said, you are what you attract what you are. I believe that too. You know,
Yeah.
um, when you like a lot of like just talking to, I'm not gonna put a blanket over all women, but just some of the women I talk to, a lot of times they have um, the desire to feel some form of companionship, either from a man or a child. So a lot of times that desire leads them to, you know, making decisions that they end up regretting later. Because you want the companionship of a man, you settle. Because you lacking that companionship. Now you have a baby, and you don't think about like after he, if the man leave and not stick around, you ain't thinking that far. You just want this desire fulfilled, and once it's fulfilled, now you're looking at all the complications that it come with. Especially if the man decides to leave. But a lot of it is, in my opinion, and don't take no offense, ladies, but it's just immaturity. You know, um, it's just immaturity. Is the lack of the ability to think 5 to 10 years ahead. For when the decision you're making right now, a lot
Yeah,
of
because when
us.
I got with that guy, I was broken. Yeah, I was going through a lot of stuff, and then
Mm,
he was broken too. So, but then I got to like I got better, and he didn't. And I was trying to help him get better, but he just couldn't. And then one time he told me, and this is like, I mean, I learned that as a teenager. He told me, I'm not good for you. Like I had to break up with him,
mm,
but he told me, I'm not good for you. And so that saying that says believe someone when they tell you,
mm-hmm,
that was that. I was like, okay, he knows something that I'm not willing to accept right now.
mm-hmm.
He's telling me he's not good for me, so I gotta open my eyes. You know?
I had two women tell me that. I had two women tell me that they ain't good for me.
Yeah, but at the time I was like, no, no. Like I was trying to fix him, I guess. Or I was trying to do better for both of us.
Yeah, I didn't
Mm.
listen either, and they both cheated on me. Like, told you I wasn't good for you. Like, damn, you right. You right. You right. I should have took heed. I can't be mad at you. You told me. That
Well, when
all
I finally understood, I understood. And then I was like, I can't do no more. I can't. You're holding me back.
it's and the more I think about it, like when we talk about even forgiveness, right? I always been like this. Like quick, like I get over stuff quick. I just always been like that. So it's never really been hard for me to forgive. The longest it took me to forgive somebody was 3 years. That was the longest it took me to forgive somebody.
Wow.
Other than that, I can do it in like 15, 20 minutes. I'm over it.
I'm very over like I'm very forgiving. And when I'm
Yeah.
over it, I'm over it.
And I'm over you.
It's all good. Go your separate ways and
Yep.
yeah,
And that's
I'm
how I
fine.
am. Yeah. Out of sight, out of mind. I do not mind forgiving you if you stay the hell away from me. We good. We good. But I hate to end this. This was a great conversation. But what do you get? What like the points I made, far as like as a woman, far as being like um emotionally attached. How do you? I don't even know how to word what I'm trying to ask you. Um, like looking back, what was the difference between that guy and your husband?
What was the difference? Between the two people, like totally different. One was selfish, the other one was selfless. One was greedy, the other one was not greedy. The other one had goals, like my husband had goals. This guy was completely lost.
And see, because in an earlier conversation, I don't know, because my mic was messed up, so I don't know if you heard me when I was telling the ladies, look at consistently and if they do it effortlessly, like the things that they telling you they about or what they do. Like when you said your husband had goals, he was selfless. A lot of people present themselves like that, but you don't see the consistency. After a while, okay, I hear what you're saying, but it's not lining up with what you're doing. And then even when you do it, it's like people tend to complain about it or want to throw stuff back in your face. Well, I did this for you, and I'm just saying, like, me as a man, I can only speak for myself and my observation of different men I learned from. They just never did none of that stuff. If they did something, they did it because it needed to be done. If they gave you something, they gave it because you wanted it. That's just how I was raised. And these are the examples that I had to be a man. I cannot say your name. I know it's in Arabic, but my wife is asleep. So what up, though? Appreciate you. Do me a favor, hit that like button for me.
I think though two people can trick you, right? They can act like all these things but not be it. But I mean, I don't know. Like if we're using my car and you put gas in my car on your own, you're gonna put gas on my car. I don't have to like ask, wonder, insinuate. Like that to me is you're seeing that they're not greedy. If they're trying to help you on their own, like without you even asking for help, and you have a problem and they're willing to help you.
And see, that's what I'm saying, like that, how effortlessly and the consistency. Because my wife will say, "Oh, I got this problem," and I'll just fix it. She don't have to ask me. She just state the problem and it's fixed. That's how I am. I just like anything that she need. I get it done. I don't think twice about it. I don't throw it in her face. I washed the dishes yesterday. No, if something need to be done, and she can't get to it, I'm gonna do it. If she don't feel like doing it, I'm gonna do it. We that's how we work. We work in tandem. We cooperate and complement one another.
Yeah, when a guy cares for you, like genuinely, he's gonna want to make you better.
Make your life easier.
Make your life easier, make things better. Yeah. Not
So,
cause you grief.
so when you start hearing men call women helpmates, they just want you as a servant.
Really?
I was about to.
Right?
That's how I feel, man. That's how I truly feel. I mean, I want this woman to submit to me. You get animals to submit. You break horses, bro. You don't break human beings. Like, I don't feel a woman needs to submit to a man. What is you submitting for? I think that's the wrong word. I think she should cooperate and she should compliment just like he should cooperate and compliment her. But my wife will tell you I submit to you. She'll tell anybody that I submit to my man, but I never asked her to do that. That's something she did, or that's something that she want to do. I don't need her for that. I need my dog to submit because my dog got teeth. And it ain't about to just walk around and bite whatever the hell it want to bite. It's go listen and do what I say. So I need my dog to submit to me. I don't need my wife to. I need her to cooperate to do stuff in the best interest of the family. That's what I
What is the
need.
best way for a woman to come to a solution of not allowing this to happen to them
In my
anymore?
opinion, the easiest, is the easiest thing to say, but the hardest thing to do is to get in control of your emotion. And that way, that will negate any tactic men use against you. You'll know your own value. you'll see like it's cool understanding that a man is love bombing you. But if it's effective, it don't matter what you understand or what you know. You know, and people get clever different ways to do it. So like we were saying, the consistency and the effortlessness, look for that, you know. Um
Well, and for me, it's like God loves me. Like I love me and God loves me. He's my Abba Father. He's my man, my number one. God first. And I know I say he, but you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
God, the creator of the universe, like you are loved. Love yourself and you are loved. You don't need, I mean, yes, we need love. Obviously, we want to be loved. But if someone's doing you wrong, mm-mm. Like even my husband, like there's times where he said something mean to me or something like that. And I'm like, nope, that's a lie. Sorry. That's a lie. That's not going to hurt my feelings because that's not true. So sorry. I rebuke that. God loves me and he knows who I am and what's going on. So no, because relationships are not perfect. You're going to say mean things to each other. It just happens. It
yeah.
happens.
My wife told me maybe if I put the shock collar on my eye, it'll jump start it and start working again. So
Was she being mean? Or she's saying that to be funny? Or that's
she
like when
was
she's mad?
no, we had bought a shock collar for my dog, and I'm like, I put it on the dog and pushing it, and I'm looking like I don't think this thing working. So I put it on my hand and pushed it, like, oh shit. I'm like, damn, it worked. And she was like, why don't you put it on your eye and see if you can jumpstart your eye? It might work. And then her dad, you know, he old and Middle Eastern, he was like, yeah, that's a good idea. And I'm looking like, man, fuck both y'all. I'm a smart ass. So anytime, like anybody who knows me, when they have the availability to take a shot at me, they take it because they know I'm gonna take every freaking shot. Like people cannot just, you know, you think I'm annoying with words. Imagine if you was like with around me, I will be critiquing everything you say. I'd be like, you know, that sentence structure or using that out of context, or you know, I do that with everything. My wife be talking to me, and she was like, "Stop listening to me." I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna just." She's like, "No, stop listening to correct and just listen to me." I'll be like, "Well, just talk right then."
Yeah, my husband corrects too, but sometimes I say things on purpose. Like when I said that that's a HIPAA violation. I know that's not like what it was. You know what I'm saying? But I'll
Hmm.
say some things to be funny, and then he'll try to correct me sometimes. And he's like, "Oh, I don't know when you're being funny or when you're like literally you don't know what you're saying."
Hmm.
Wow. Okay.
But the banter is funny. It's a funny banter. It's
Yeah,
cool.
well, anytime my wife fuck with me, I get real serious. She'd be like, "See, that's what I don't like. You can play, but I can't even joke around." And I start laughing. She'd be like, "You motherfucker." I'd be like, "Hey." I'd be like, man, you really hurt my feelings saying that. She was like, that's what I'm saying. I was just joking. And I start laughing. And she like, I can't stand you. Sit your ass down then. I, I, I remember, I forgot what I did. I did something in front of her mom. And she was like, you a dumbass. And I'm like, well, you lucky you ain't married. I was like, would you rather? No, she was like, oh, you a smart ass. And I said, well, would you rather marry the dumbass? And her mama was like, no, 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 no. Be a smart ass. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. And she was like, I can't stand you. Man, it was so funny. Like, because her mom was literally taking it literally. Like, she didn't know what a smart ass meant. She was just like comparing smart and dumb.
You got the
Like,
mother-in-law on your side.
man, I remember she, man, look, my mother in law was an animal, bro. I remember when we was talking about, you know, we they was going to get the wedding dress and everything. She's like, "Come on, I got to take you somewhere." She said, "Where we got to go?" She said, "Get you some lingerie. You better make him happy on your wedding night." I'm looking like, "What the fuck?" And look, one day when we first got married, we moved in an apartment, right? And the vents in the apartment, I guess they, you know, the room shared vents. And one day, man, I was so embarrassed, but I couldn't help but laugh. one day I came out. She was like, "Is she treating you right?" I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "Because the vents are connected and I can hear everything. So she's treating you right. If she don't, choke her." I'm like, "What?"
What? What?
Choke her. Women like it rough. Just choke her. She'll be okay.
Oh my
Oh
I
my
was
God.
goodness.
like, "Oh my!" I'm sitting there. I'm like, I don't know what to fucking say. This is her mom telling me to choke her.
Right.
Like
Good morning.
when she was asking me if I treat her right, I'm thinking she talking about is she being like respectful? Nah, she wouldn't. She was. Man, I'm looking like, oh, this shit wild. I'm like, this shit wild. I'm telling you, boss lady, man. My mother-in-law, she was one of a kind, man. Man, when I had to take care of her up until she passed, man. It broke my heart watching her, you know, go down like that. But I'm not gonna share that. But I got to Wiz Khalifa with her. I'm gonna say it like that. You know, she was like, "Fuck it, I'm going out. Let me hit that." Oh man,
That's awesome. That's so
man,
awesome.
she was. I mean, she was one of a kind, man. She was one of a kind, man. She reminded me so much of my grandmother. She didn't bite her tongue for nothing. I don't know how many sandals she threw at me. Like, bro, I used to fuck with her all the time, like just talk shit back and forth. I
That's
appreciate that,
awesome.
Miss Bossley. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, I miss that lady every day, man. Her dad was a nut too. Her dad used to fuck with her mom all the time. I was like, she would have a heart attack one day, and he'd just be laughing. He'd do some crazy shit and be laughing at her when she cussing him out. Like, y'all, wow, man.
It's a recipe for a long-lasting marriage.
Writers, what up, sis? Appreciate you.
Hey,
Appreciate you.
writers. All right, well, I'm gonna jump down so you can close it out. I know you
All right,
gotta go. Good
I
night, Nine.
appreciate you, sis. Good night.
Night,
Appreciate
And
you.
it sounds
night.
like you're feeling better, so it's good to hear.
Yeah, yeah. I still like my voice is still a little hoarse or whatever, but no, I feel a lot better. Man, I'm telling you, when I was throwing up, man, I don't know, it felt like my damn tonsils came out or something. Like, man,
That fasting work. See, that's why I try to take it fast, and it made your body just get rid of all that.
bro,
That's what happened.
I was on some exorcist shit, bro. It was like, bleh. I'm like, oh man, anything that was in my stomach came out that day.
Let me just give a quick PSA. There's a lot of food recalls of all sorts going on, like for the last month or so. Waffles, salmon, chicken, noodles, like all kinds of things. So I don't know, maybe you had something to do with something you ate. I don't
I'm
know. But
I'm starting to think because this is what happened. I had a virus from my son, but I wasn't sick, like throwing up and stuff, right? And then I ate some pad thai. I was feeling better. I ate some pad thai, and the very next day, I think it had to be the pad thai because my kids didn't eat Thai food. You know, I ordered it. You know, I wanted something different, and it was like a day later, and I was vomiting that pad thai up. You know, food don't take that long to digest, so that was still in my stomach. So that's what was coming out of me. So it had to be that pad thai.
yeah, yeah. But right now it's Costco, all these, like a lot of stores.
Mm.
A lot of like the waffles. It's like a whole list of different brands,
Oh
which tripped
man.
me out because the waffles, they had like a lot of generic brands, and then they had that Kodak. You know those
Oh
expensive brand of
shit.
pancakes? Those
Hold
were on the
on.
list.
Hold on. I think I got some blueberry Kodaks in my.
Yeah, so look
Man,
it up.
look it up.
Man,
But
hold
it's
on,
it's
bro.
is it the frozen ones? It's the
Yeah,
frozen
look
Man,
ones.
hold on, man. These motherfuckers were slapping. You talking about I can't eat the Kodak, the protein waffles?
Is it the frozen? The
Man, I'm
frozen?
about
It's
to
the
show
frozen
you.
ones,
Hold on,
not the
man.
ones that come in the pot and the flour pot. Yeah,
King
yeah. Look
Kong
it up though.
one.
Yeah, look it up.
I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, man. These things be slapping. These the protein pancakes.
Look it up. There's all
Man,
sorts of things right now.
but
There's
I didn't get.
Listeria, E. coli, and
Man, look,
salmonella.
they tripping, man. Yeah, I need to get my 5 acres real quick so I can grow my own back.
All right, I'm dropping down. Good night, Gary.
Night, night,
Good word. Good
night,
night, chat.
night. Chat, chat. Say goodnight.
Man, the way this shit going, they about to be recalling water. Like, god damn. King
They
Miller, what
already
up, though,
call
bro?
water.
What? How
They
you recall water?
already
Oh,
call.
bro.
They tell you put the filter on. What you talking about?
Oh man, I keep a filter. I got a filter like before it come upstairs to my house. I got a shower filter, and then I got a filter in my refrigerator. All of them alkaline filters.
Good morning, Miss Chicago.
Miss Chicago, what up, though? Yeah, I'm all filtered out, man. When I start testing the pH levels and then start testing the actual water, man, I'm telling you, it's disgusting. So yeah, even my shower, um,
Yeah,
got
see what I'm
a
saying?
filter.
It's just scary on all aspects. You know, like they don't monetize. Well, we're gonna
Bro,
do that one too.
I'm gonna tell you, bro, is it expensive? Is it expensive to live clean? Like now that I'm not making money like I used to, bro, I was look like my man. If I told you what my monthly expense was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, you'd be like, man, you spending too much. But I was making it, so I was able to, you know. But now, it's different. So we had
Yeah,
to
that you gotta
adjust. We had to
you gotta
dial
get it
back.
right.
And a
Yes,
lot of
sir.
it is a lot of it ain't even the bills, bro. Is the way I eat. Like my grocery bill monthly was probably about $900,
Wow. Use organic and that.
and that was before we even had kids. I'm talking about that was for me, not even from that was before I was married, bro. I used to spend about $900 a month. I was vegan though. I was eating clean. I was like stuff like bee powder, bro. I'm taking bee powder and shit. For my protein because I was lifting weights. So I had to have a clean protein. So bee pollen bee pollen is high protein and high vitamins and minerals. So taking just that alone, just a little 5 gram bottle, it was like $30, and that only lasts. Depends how I'm working out. That only lasts probably about 3 weeks.
Mm.
So like just I supplemented a lot of stuff. The only meat I was eating was salmon. You know how expensive that shit is. And I'm not talking about no. I didn't. I ate fresh salmon. Like go down to the fish market and get fresh salmon.
You might
Wild
go with
caught.
your left to get that salmon. That's
Yeah, yeah, wild caught salmon. Yeah, and then vegetables. Like I was going to the grocery store every 3-4 days because I wasn't like dry freezing or pickling nothing. So I
mm,
mean, stuff only lasts for a couple of days, but I was eating. Like I imagine being vegan, taking in 2,000 calories. You know what you got to eat?
a lot of stuff.
A
But go
lot, bro.
ahead.
I used to eat 2 meals, right? But I end up consuming 4 jars of juice. And those jars
Mm,
of juice, I'm talking about beets, kale, celery. I had different juices for different times of the day, but I will only eat 2 meals, and it'd probably be like some lentil beans or something like that. And then for dinner, I eat salmon. In the morning, I just juice. I wouldn't even eat. I only eat lunch and dinner. You know,
mm.
but it was expensive, but I was making the money, so living clean, living healthy. I mean, I didn't get sick. I'm talking about for about 5 years. I didn't even catch a cold.
Mm.
Like I literally tested my saliva, and every morning I woke up, I tested it, and I was literally at an 8.5 alkaline level. My saliva. The
Mm.
lowest I ever dropped was 7.6. And Dr. Sebi and Dr. Otto Warburg stated that can't no disease live in an alkaline environment. And I lived
Right.
that life. That shit is expensive as hell, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, because you got to put the right things in your body. Because meat contain a lot of things that we need, and once you eliminate meat, then you kind of, especially like when you working out, you constantly ripping and tearing muscle.
Yes, sir. You know what you're talking about? That's what's up.
So I did
Excuse
personal
me,
training for
Chicago.
2 years.
We was looking for you. We was looking for you, Miss Chicago. We needed your input. But catch the replay and leave your comments in there. We needed your input on the subject for the ladies. Blueberry thick and fluffy, 6 gel,
Is is
golden
is
waffle
that
on the
is that the protein ones? Because I know they got the protein and then they got the regular one. I don't think they thick and fluffy. Hold on, let me look.
You gotta go crazy. They about to throw that right out. Man, you gotta report to HR. These are the waffle. 10 gram protein is on the list.
10 gram protein is on the list. Hold on, man. Now I got to see how many grams.
If he said, "Oh hell no,"
Nope, I'm safe. These are 12-gram proteins. Is 8 in the pack, and they not thick and fluffy. It's protein pack powder waffles, power waffles. 12
good.
grams of protein. Yeah,
He said
I'm
10
happy I
grams.
got the most. I'm happy I got the most expensive. These damn things was like $8.
Yeah, see,
It was like
I'm
$8,
sorry.
$9.
Nope, I ain't doing all that. Sorry.
But bro, I'm telling you, man. I mean, you can tell because this say 12 grams of protein. You can feel it. Like especially, I feel more energized. Yeah, because this just the boxes open. I got like 4 more boxes of these. I was about to be mad as hell. Like I'm about to get my money back.
Mm, that's crazy.
I know y'all might know what this is. I don't know what it's called, but my wife be scanning the receipts. Like anytime I buy something, she tell me to give her the receipt, and she can scan it and get points. Man, she scanned. She said the waffles by themselves got her 1,000 points. I'm looking like, okay, cool. So I went and bought like 4 more boxes. That's what I'm telling you. I spent about $30 on waffles, man. I bullshit you not. You laughing at me, Leticia?
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it costs it costs to eat healthy, but like I wish they was my one homeboy was trying to get me into bodybuilding, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to be bulky no more. I want to slim down and trim. Like I don't want to be massive, but it's just my natural stature. Like I'm just naturally thick, you know. Even when I told my mom how much I weighed, she looked at me. She was like, "You don't look like that," and I'm like, "I know because a lot of it is I got fat under muscle. Like I can still like my chest, I can still move my chest and bounce and all that, but it's fat under all my muscle now. I'm not used to that, bro. I'm used to being like lean and
Mm.
getting older sucks, man. And then I gotta have a damn straw in
Nah,
my brain." Hey Leticia, did I ever show you my hold on. This is my cranium x-ray when they put my shunt in. Y'all see that straw right there? That's in my head. They got a damn straw in my head.
wow,
Yep,
wow.
it could
That's
go
what,
be eight
man.
feet.
That's why I
That
tell
shit.
you, man. You're a different person, man. That's why, like, well, all respect is all respect is given to you, because, like I tell you all the time, your testimony, is yours, but it, they'll never understand why that glory is on you like that. And that's just the God honest truth. You know what I mean? I know we're supposed to be speaking about women right now, but it's just a simple fact that you are a living testimony. Like, you didn't have to, like, you know your story, and it almost happened, almost took you out, but you're here for a reason.
Yeah.
right? And the fact that you here, you might as well, you a blessing. That I don't think nobody could dispute that. But you just gotta be you at the same time. You know what I mean? Be yourself. Continue to be a blessing. You being here is a blessing to a lot of people, whether it's admitted, acknowledged, or whatever. Don't even matter. So that's why sometimes we give you your flowers because at the end of the day, it's nice to hear that somebody understands and appreciates you. So we're gonna give you that.
No, I do appreciate that, bro. I appreciate it. And I've been through a lot in life, but I know people who've been through more, so that's what always keeps me humble and grateful, bro, that I'm still here. Bro, I done been resuscitated twice in my life, where they brought me back, but um, I don't take life for granted no more. And I know any second on this earth is precious time that I need to do something with it. I have to do something. Just being a father, man, it's probably the greatest joy. The best accomplishment I ever got in my life is being a father. And, I don't brag about nothing, but I didn't accomplish some things. Um, but being a father, man, that I can't tell you a greater joy. And just having the responsibility to nurture and protect and provide for my kids, man. That's what's important. That's what pushes me, man. Like I be feeling weak and tired and all that, but I gotta show my son, I gotta show my daughter, even show my wife, bro. When her mom and dad died, she looked at me for guidance, for reassurance,
Mm.
to know it was gonna be okay. So I had to make it okay for her. She lost her mom and dad. She had 2 kids and lost her mom and dad in the span of 4 years. That's a lot. A lot of pressure for one person. But
Ain't gonna lie.
she looked for me to make it okay, and I did, and I continuously do it. Because it is okay. You know, I don't know how that feel, but I know as long as I'm here, I'm gonna make it okay. So I gotta be here not just for my kids. I gotta be here for my wife too.
We need
So
more men like you, and we need more men, but we need more women like your wife. You know what I mean? Because she could have done it on her own and said, you know what, I'm gonna do it this way. But she leaned on her husband. She understands that I'm not meant to do this by myself. I got someone who's gonna be willing to do it with me, and that's what hopefully a lot of women who hear this replay or is here now, they will want that and do their best to achieve that. Find their way to get a man that's going to be willing to be your to help you through situations like that and not just there for themselves.
yeah, she Costco smokes now, and you know what? We just switched over to Sam's Club. So yeah, we just switched over. We got
That's
BJ's and
great.
Sam's Club. We didn't we had all three. We just didn't renew the Costco for some reason, and that's why. That's why.
You got
Mushrooms?
that.
No. Chicken with noodles, monitor chicken. Damn.
Oh, ramen,
No.
chicken noodles, and mushroom. That's the oodles and noodles with mushrooms and chicken. The oodles and noodles with mushrooms.
Yeah, that's some fancy shit. I ain't never had no chicken noodles with mushroom. Some ramen noodles with mushroom. That's that rich people shit.
Mm.
Let me get off here, man. I'll start acting
All
up. I'm
right.
about to start clowning in a minute. But I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna do the chakra tomorrow. We go unlock the sacrum chakra tomorrow. If y'all haven't, memberships are $199. Check that out because I'm gonna do the presentation, but the question and answer portion, everybody will still be able to hear it, but the only people will be able to comment is the members, and that's a perk. So that's gonna be throughout the chakra series. So I'm gonna start knocking them out a lot quicker. I just got to make the little thumbnails, um, and I got some time clearing up, so I'll probably just knock out 3 episodes of thumbnails and then just present it because all the information in my head already. So I just got to put it out. So yeah, we're gonna work on the sacral chakra, and this is I hinted to Commander how to unlock this. So if y'all caught that episode, I'm not gonna tell y'all what it is. Y'all will find out tomorrow. But I appreciate everybody who come through. Miss Boss Lady, appreciate you, sis. Hope you come through more. I'm trying to create content to benefit people who watch. So if you got any suggestions, if you got any topics you want me to cover, definitely hit me in the comments. You can find me on IG too. On IG, I'm still Coach D. You know, I am a life coach. I specialize in spirituality, relationships, and general life stuff. So definitely check me out on that. We'll be back tomorrow with the sacrum chakra. Um, and I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all the input. Shout out to Commander. Shout out to my brother 33, Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown. But that's all I got. And y'all know what I always say, care about how you feel. These are the conversations that build nation. And if I say anything to resonate with you, do me a favor, hit that share button. Tell somebody to tell somebody. Help me spread the word. I still ain't created an outro. I'm about to work on that probably tomorrow and tonight. But we out. We out. We out. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.